Hello, everybody. We made it finally. Apologies for being so damn late, but that is customary here at the Adventure Archive. And the weekly scroll, too, I hear, right? Right? It's
just a couple, just 1 or 2 minutes.
Just 1 or 2 minutes. Let us know, everybody, how the audio sound. I forgot to fix it up. So hopefully you can hear everything okay. I see levels, but let us know if anything sounds out of whack. Today we are kicking off Dragonbane. So Free League recently published their I don't know, Matt, let's introduce everybody first. Let's do that. So we got all the normal people that you guys normally see. We got Jess, we got Ducky, we got Ryan, but we have a new person here tonight who you've never seen. My good friend hailing from Gothenburg, Sweden, as we speak. It's very early there, and I thought he would be a great person to have on the game because authenticity's sake, right? He has the actual original Dragonbane, which, what is it in Swedish?
Drakar och demoner.
There you go. So from the 80s. But yeah, he's going to be joining us for this Dragonbane campaign. We're going to be running the box set exclusively. So it contains a collection of, I think, 12 total adventures. We did actually run Rittermound way back with the quick start rules when the Kickstarter was going on. But we are going to string together some of these adventures and run this little campaign here. But first, we must create characters. So that's what we're going to do today. And what I did, hopefully I'll increase the size of this so the viewers out there hopefully can see it a little bit better. But within the book, they have this handy dandy little chart where it tells you exactly the order you go in. So the interesting thing to note here is that normally, like if you're playing 5e or something, or a lot of other games actually, you roll your stats first. Here you pick your, choose or roll your kin. Then you don't even roll your abilities until step 6. So you do have the flexibility of, I think you can move to, you roll straight down the ability scores, but then you can swap 2 abilities to, you know, fit your profession. I'm gonna turn the tunes down a little bit on my side. They're a little.
You know what? When I was teaching 5e, that's what we always did anyway.
Oh, well, there you go. Awesome. I like it.
I'm a big fan of standard array. Make the character you want conceptually, and then just assign stats to play who you want to be versus fight against. So this is great. Very excited for this.
It's kind of like that. So the only difference being is that there is no standard array. So you guys are definitely rolling for stats, and you're rolling them, you know, sort of historically, top to bottom. But at the very end, you can definitely swap too. So, and this game, is there any viewer out there? I'm not sure if you have read this book or anything, but it's a really weird mix. When I first read it, I thought it was going to just be kind of a 5e game. It is sort of, but it is far deadlier. And like, for example, you don't level up ever in this game. You gain skills. You never gain more hit points. You can go down in like a single hit or 2. So it's this weird mix of strategically deadly potentially, but also heroic. So I guess it's heroic fantasy, high fantasy, but it's not quite superhero 5e fantasy. So there's a lot of cool rules, which we'll probably not get into tonight, but we'll pace our way through when we start session 1. So everybody is familiar. So everybody out there, the first thing you guys need to do, first of all, is anybody going to roll a kin, or are they just going to choose what they want to be? What's up, Ash? How's it going?
I'm definitely just going to choose.
Okay. So let's see what kin we have here. You know what I need to do is I also need to get a PDF share. So pardon me while everybody, all the players do have the PDF ready. So they are going to be perusing. Whereas right now, I'm going to try to get this.
Represent.
What's that?
Analog represent.
Oh, analog represent. Looks like it has a bunch of post-it note bookmarks in there too.
Oh yeah. Because I'm a nerd.
Because you're a bunch of nerds here. Surprise. Playing role-playing games on the internet. Okay. So let me, while you guys are, does anybody have any idea of what they would like to play, kin-wise? We have human.
Uh,
We have halfling, dwarf, elf, mallard, wolfkin.
well, I mean, we all know Ducky's playing a wolf.
We all know Ducky's playing a
Obviously.
mallard. Yes, I mean,
No.
It was the tail.
Yeah.
yeah, had to have been.
Yeah, can't not. I don't. I mean, I'm not gonna say what I am thinking. What about our new player?
Yeah,
Why don't you?
Okay, good. Let's see. Well, I don't mind playing human. They're a bit boring. They got some nice kin abilities.
Yeah.
I'd like to.
Well, they're kind of like. Oh, here we go. I'm
Also,
getting
just
the PDF.
I'm gonna interrupt everything right now. Could you lower the soundtrack a bit?
Oh, you can do that on your
I
side.
can do that.
Yeah, so everybody
Uh-huh.
has independent control of their audio. So yeah, I had to actually lower it. So apologies, stream. I'm getting the PDF up here so you guys can follow along with us in case you are making characters of your own. Because why not? Okay. So Ken. Oh man, I got the spread. Let me change the. Can I change the view to not be a spread?
Up pages, baby.
I know.
Acrobat just dropped a weird new view. Don't like it. Went back to classic.
Yeah, I know. That's my problem right now. It's this weird. Like, where is view? Oh, is it up in?
Yeah, it took me forever to find it. I think it's down to the bottom right now. Actually, isn't it?
Single page
I don't
view.
remember,
No. You have to go in the upper left. There's a menu,
Oh,
and then yeah, it's killing me, man. They're like, hey, let's
that's-
change standards that have been
Nope.
established forever.
Drive Through RPG did too. Hate it.
Yeah, I saw their new beta. All right, chat. Sorry again. Promise, I'm almost done. Let me scale this thing down a bit. All right. I'll just move it around as we go. So, human. Here's the humans. Pretty standard. I think the only thing they get right that is beneficial is they're adaptive, right? Which is the stereotypical even 5e kind of thing, right? Humans can just do anything. But the cool thing about this is rather than you can get pluses in certain things, what it does, the way it affects it, is you rather than when you're rolling a skill, rather than using the one that you would normally, like say evade for dodge, you can choose something else. However, it costs willpower points, which we will talk about. I'll just go through all the kin really quick while you guys are thinking about it. The next one is going to be the halfling and the dwarf. So halfling's pretty standard, but again, all of these can have these unique abilities, but they're not native. You have to use points. So there's always, that's one cool thing about this game. There's a massive tactical stuff going on here across the board. So you can activate this ability when dodging. This is hard to catch. So you get a boon to evade, and boons and banes in this game are basically advantage, disadvantage. So we have a dwarf. They're the oldest of the elder folk. Their ability is unforgiving. So you can activate this ability when attacking someone who harmed you in the past, at least 1 point of damage, and get a boon to the roll. But I don't think they had the dwarf. Yeah, none of you guys were dwarfs when we played Rittermound. I think we had a wolfkin, we had a mallard, human. What else? Oh yeah, you were a Krisana, right, Jess?
Yeah.
Elves are up next, so they are very familiar as well, classic fantasy stuff. But their ability is inner peace. So as an elf, you can meditate deeply during a stretch rest. You heal an additional d6 HP and d6 extra willpower points, which is going to be a cool ability. And then the mallards, which are seen nowhere but here. It's like, so Mats, why don't you explain, like, what is Sweden's obsession with mallards?
I really don't know. So I don't know. Back in the original Doctor
Oh, you got the original with
Nice
you.
cover. Ooh.
Actually, the real cover. Oh yeah, because I come with props. Yeah, so they were called ducks back then. But I imagine that someone at Disney found out.
Oh, you're muted.
So they
I can't
changed
hear
it.
you.
What?
Mute's in the chat. Or did you just stop talking for a second?
Probably just stopped talking.
All right.
Yeah, so Disney probably got a hold of a copy of this and went, no, we do not like you calling your characters ducks.
Gotcha. So,
I don't know. I'm just guessing.
well,
Don't
funny
sue me,
thing
guys.
is, like, you know, I've been over there, and actually when I was in Denmark, you could go to a comic book store, and they'd have a literal, like, desk full of Donald Duck comic books. It's fucking weird, but whatever. All right, the next race and the final one is, or kin, is Wolfkin. They're basically like these hulking wolf people. What I found interesting about this race is they're not, or this kin, I keep saying race, is that they're kind of, they're highly intelligent, and they're kind of meditative a little bit. They're not just kind of these hulking brutes like that you might expect on the outside.
They're all Aragorns.
Kinda, yeah, exactly. They're like lone wolves, you might say. But yeah, highly intelligent creatures, and like the elves, they have an unfailing tendency to sink into thought, right? So when I see this illustration, I think like somebody who's going to be just a badass warrior, but not to say they can't be. But yeah, definitely more Aragornish. So that's it before we get into the actual professions. So what are you guys feeling? Step 1, choose your kin. So we know Ducky is going to be a mallard. Matt's may or may not be a human. What about Justin and Ryan? What are you guys feeling?
I feel like I gotta be an elf or halfling. I'm always an elf or halfling.
Yeah, go for it.
Hmm.
Do you want to be taller or shorter, I guess, is the question.
I always want to be taller since I'm so short. I guess I'll be an elf.
Okay, elf. All right, Ryan. So we got an elf, we got a maybe human, we got a mallard. What are you thinking?
Well, do you want to be a maybe human? Do you want to just commit to human? Like, what do you, like, dream big?
Yeah,
What do
dream
you
big,
wanna be?
Matt. On your debut
You don't have to just
here.
be like, oh, I'll just be be whatever you want. Be 2 ducks.
All right.
Yeah, dude, that's what we need. It's 2 mallards.
Here's what I'm
We
gonna
should all
do.
be
I think we all be
Oh,
mallards.
mallard.
and
There
that
you go.
would-
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna be a halfling.
Halfling. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I've never played a halfling.
Okay. So, Jess, then elf, I guess, or are you going to be halfling along with Mats? Are you guys going to be like the
think-
Mary and Pippin kind of duo here?
I do love 11 saves, but I think I'm gonna be an elf.
Okay. So no humans. I guess I'll be the human. So we have.
Well, Ryan hasn't chosen. Ryan might be a human, right?
Oh yeah. Are you? What do you?
Or did he choose
No.
Valor?
No, yeah, I guess it's human or wolfkin. I guess it's just like, do we just say, fuck humans, and then we're all just like non-humans, or do we need a setting wise? Do we need a human in the party?
No.
Is it like
There's-
5e where
To my knowledge, there is
you
no
know,
like.
ingrained racism?
There's
into...
no racism in this game that I'm aware of. There was nothing stated in the book regarding kins not
God
getting
bless
along
you.
with each other. So don't let that sway your choice. And I know you were. I think his name was Baston in the Rittermound game. You were a.
I'm gonna be 100% honest. There is not 1 second of recollection of that game that I have.
Hey, maybe I
remember a
should
big
run that
table in a
adventure
room.
again then.
What was I?
You were a.
What was Baston?
He was a. I think he was a fighter. I think, or a. Yeah, I think he was just a fighter.
Was he? What was his phrase?
No, you were the Wolfkin.
Oh, was I?
Yeah. Well, here's the here's the question though. I know you like talking in low gravelly voices, so is that
Hey,
that
listen,
could be-
humans can have that too. I could
Yeah.
get squeaky, I can do something. No, I was thinking Wolfkin because I don't remember being Wolfkin literally at all. Like you say that, I'm like, oh, I guess I did that. That's cool. I'll have to go back and watch it. Sure, fuck it. I'll just be Wolfkin again. Might as well do it.
All right. Okay. Cool. We're gonna have a very interesting party here. Okay. So next up, step number 2. is choose or note your innate ability. So your innate ability, if you guys all have the PDFs open, it is right below all of the kins, and it is just one item. So for example, an elf, it's inner peace. The mallard actually gets 2, which is pretty cool. They get ill-tempered and webbed feet. Wolfkin gets...
They really love ducks.
Yeah. They're like, let's give them 2. The wolfkin gets hunting instincts, and then the halfling gets hard to catch.
The mallard gets 2 because one of them is webbed feet.
Yeah, it's just
Probably
like
won't-
it's a boon to swimming. So if you ever find yourself, Ducky, in kind of a underwater situation, you'll get a boon.
See, the trade-off
Or
is we
feet.
have to spend extra on shoes. You know,
Yeah.
get them
There you
fitted.
go. There you go.
Just
There
make
you
it back on Fee Finder. You know.
go.
I have a whole category.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Okay, so moving on, if you guys have noted, remember, just take all the notes and we'll figure out the character sheet stuff, unless you guys are able to add that, but I don't think you are.
It's
You go
not
to
form
background
fillable?
and if you go to background and kin, just type in your race or kin. You should.
Yeah, if you guys double click on your icon, you'll have access to your character sheet.
Okay, I was gonna say I looked at the they didn't free leak, no form fillable character sheet, the downloads.
Well, that's what's weird is
Oh, yeah.
that, well, not only that, but
They won't even let me type on it.
oh yeah, if anybody who's on Free League or developed this Foundry module, if you could let me know why the players cannot access the items, because that would make this process so much smoother. So I might be missing something. Okay, so if you guys have your kin, you guys have your innate ability. Now we need to pick a profession. So I will move on to the profession so the stream can see everything here. We have, let me make this window bigger.
I think I missed what you said. How do I actually add my kin into here?
Go to background and kin, and then you have to type in.
Oh, and then it goes back to the gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah. And then, so the interesting thing about Dragonbane also is that there are kind of odd professions, but if you read them a little bit more closely, you'll see that there is a benefit. So, for example, the first one we're looking at here is an artisan. So you're like, why the hell am I going to want to play a blacksmith? But if you look down under skills, because you are going to have some of these skills, you'll see things like axes, brawling, crafting, hammers, knives, sleight of hand, spot hidden, and swords. Meaning, you could see how this guy could be a pretty badass fighter. Not only that, in this game, weapons can be damaged. Meaning, for example, if you're parrying something, and you successfully parry, and the damage eclipses your durability on the weapon, it breaks, and you're fucked until you get it fixed. So, an artisan, that's something that they could definitely help you out with. So that's artisan. Bard, pretty typical. Everybody knows what a bard is. Fighter, same thing, typical. Hunter, this is kind of like a ranger, but there's no, they don't have the magic abilities that are classically assigned to a ranger. And then we have a knight, and we have a mage. Magic works really cool in this game. Mariner, which is kind of odd. I know Free League is planning on creating expansions for this game, but as of now, the Misty Vale has no oceans, so there are bodies of water. But also, again, if you look at the skills, acrobatics, awareness, hunting and fishing, knives, languages, seamanship is a little bit useless, but swimming, swords. So again, swashbuckler, definitely. Merchant, another really, really, really weird character. I think this character would be really fun to roleplay though, because if you look down again at the skills, awareness, bartering, bluffing, evade, so they're good to get away from stuff, from dodging, knives, persuasion, sleight of hand, spot hidden. They also have treasure hunter as a heroic ability. So I imagine if you were to roleplay somebody like this, you would be just a person tagging along just to find riches in the darkest dungeons. So there's the merchant. Scholar, another odd one, who would be motivated to find out the strange mysteries of the Misty Vale. But they have their key skills are awareness, beast lore, bushcraft, evade, healing, languages, myths and legends, spot hidden. So again, you can see how that'd be useful. Navigating around the wilderness. Also learning, maybe you spot some crazy runes or something in a dungeon. They'll be able to identify that stuff. Thief, pretty common. I'm glad they did not call it rogue. They called it thief. And that's it. So we got thief, scholar, merchant, mariner, mage, knight, hunter, fighter, bard, and artisan. What are you guys feeling?
You know what I love first and foremost is this book. The art is fantastic.
Yes.
I love that it's not that I don't know,
Overly
concepts,
painting. Yeah, I know
like
what you're talking
5e, just way too much. And I really love all of the little accoutrement, like the green swirly stuff all over the page. It's great. It's good.
about. Yeah, it's by Mats can pronounce his name better, but
Yeah. Johan Egerkrans.
that guy.
What book is that?
This is the Vasen. So this is his this was
That's-
actually the art book that he came. What are you gonna?
Oh, it's our book.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Matt?
Ja, Väsen.
Hey,
Yeah.
say Merkborg for us real quick.
Yeah.
Mörkborg.
There you go. We're gonna have him
Never gonna be able to say it, but
say Swedish stuff. for us.
Merkborg.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was over there,
We
I was
have very
trying to,
few
trying to pronounce
hard Gs.
Göteborg, and he's like, close enough.
Yeah. It's all right. It's not very good, but yes.
Okay, so professions, guys. What are you guys feeling? Let's start with Ducky. What are you thinking, Ducky? I know last time you played a knight mallard for Rittermound.
I rolled for once for a class and I got bard, so I want to see how that goes.
Hey, I like the rolling. You guys can roll for anything in this as well. Granted, the tables are a lot smaller for whatever gear you get, your nickname, your real name. But yeah, you can roll. So, all right, Ducky, you're gonna be a bard. Who's up next?
I just rolled hunter.
Hunter. Well, that's perfect. You're an elf. Hunter elf. So, just like the
Like the image.
just like the image. So, I'm guessing you can probably use that for your character art.
Let's give her.
I'm sure you'll do some Photoshop, right? You'll change the hair color or something.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a hunter. We have a bard. What else we got? Mats and Ryan.
I
do you
don't
think?
mind. Well, I don't mind. We are gonna need a healer. I wouldn't mind taking that role. I've never played a healer, so.
So the
down
healer
on-
is what?
That
Scholar?
is the mage animist.
Ah, okay. Yeah, we'll talk about schools of magic too once we get there. So you're gonna be a mage.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan, I'm thinking you always lean toward the big brutes. I feel like is that what's going on with this?
I don't think I've ever played a big brute
What,
ever.
dude? In Cyborg, you did. In I guess
Well, I
in
rolled for that.
In Oh, that's right. In Merkborg, you did not. That's right. But then in
Yeah.
He didn't in cheese, you think?
you did in cheese. Okay, never mind. Okay.
Okay, so one time.
Okay. One time.
You got me.
One time. Wait.
But I
Death
think
in
I probably
Space.
have. I mean,
Weren't you kind of a mercenary in Death in Space?
bro, if it happened more than 2 weeks ago, you got a better recollection of it than I do. That's all I'm saying.
All right.
Um,
all right.
I think maybe I did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did.
Yeah, I think we
Jacob-
rolled for that too, though.
Jacob loves a brute. He says in the chat. So.
Yeah, I probably will. I mean, we don't have any. We got a emo duck or something. I don't know what way you're gonna go with bard. I'm excited to see that. We have a healer and we have a hunter. I guess hunters are
Yes.
a fighter-ish class, but
Yes.
that feels kind of rangy to me. So I guess we need an up person. Is Hunter is the ranger-ish one, right?
Correct. So you basically have three
Okay.
choices. You can either be a fighter,
Mhm.
you can be an
Mhm.
artisan, or a knight. Those are the three kind of combat-oriented professions.
Yeah. So I was thinking in my head a little bit huntery because of the whole Aragorn business, but I think let's just Let's just be a wolf knight. That sounds dope.
Let's do it. Wolf Knight.
Like the Witcher, where that cursed guy comes and he's like a wolf in the armor kind of situation.
Oh, yeah.
For anyone that actually read any of the books or anything.
I read The Last Wish. That's the only one I read. The kind of collection.
Short stories.
Yeah.
It's like season 1 of The Witcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So.
All right.
I think we have it. So we got a. Remind me, we got an elf. Jess is an elf hunter. Ducky, you are a mallard bard. And then Ryan is going to be a wolf knight. And then Mats is going to be a. What are you going to be again? Oh yeah, the mage.
Halfling mage.
Animist. Halfling mage. Oh, a little mage. Okay, so then here is something that you usually never do in an RPG. You pick your age, because ages actually have benefits. So that's step 4. So let me bring the age chart up here. So you'll notice here that depending on your age, you can either get, excuse me. If you're young, you get 6 trained skills, or 6 skills from your chosen profession, plus 2 additional ones. And your agility and constitution get +1. If you're an adult, you get 6 skills and 4, and you get no ability score adjustments. So you can see you're more knowledgeable, but you're kind of at your peak as far as strength and all that goes. If you're old, you get even more abilities. However, your strength, agility, what is it? Strength, agility, constitution are -2, but your intelligence and your wisdom are +1. So again, even in character creation, we have kind of this weird tactical thing. And of course, it's going to help with, role-playing and stuff. So you guys can roll for it, or you can choose it. What are you guys feeling? Jacob's like, we need a 160-year-old. Like Jay-Z old. So
Jay-Z old.
I don't know what that means, but are you rolling?
Jay-Z is a famous rap artist.
I know that, but why is he
Okay.
old though?
He's been on the earth longer than he hasn't been. Or, you know what I mean? Like, for a while. And then that makes
Him old.
you, like,
Is
it makes you older.
Jay-Z 60? I don't know.
Now I'm gonna have to look up how old he is. He's 50.
Oh, 53. He's close. All right, so Ducky, did you just roll? Is that what you're going with? The 3?
I did, so I'm young.
Young little mallard bard. Little duckling. Okay, what about everybody else? You guys going to roll or pick? Looks like we got some rolls going on. Jess rolled a 4. Adult.
No, I'm adults.
Already chosen. I'm gonna be young.
Oh, you're going to be young. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So Ryan, are you
My
thinking
young
like
is
an
going to be
old
grown
wolf
up.
knight? Like a
I
silver
don't-
wolf, maybe? I don't know. What do you think? Actually, it would probably be not great for you because a lot of your key attributes are going to be negative. But role playing opportunity, I guess. I don't know.
Nah, we'll be a youthful party. I'll be an adult.
Okay. So you'll get more
But
skills.
I ain't gonna be old.
Okay. Now we're going to do names, but again, I know you guys want to put some thought into that, so if you have nothing top of mind or if you don't want to use a roll table, we can pass on that for now. But up to you guys. The roll table for your name is actually on the
There it is.
In page.
it's on the profession. Is it profession? No, that's your
Yeah, you're like kin.
kin. Yeah, your kin name.
Snappy.
And don't forget you have a nickname if you'd like it. Your nickname exists in your profession.
Yeah, I can roll for that.
Oh, and apologies, Heimat der Katastrophe, but they are not playing tonight's soundtrack. It's actually the official Dragonbane soundtrack, so it's awesome. Check it out. I'll need to update the overlay. But we love Heimat. I love those guys. All right. So we got some. Are you guys got some name rolling right now?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you got?
I am Galvander. Is that a hard G or soft G?
There
I
are
don't
no
know.
hard G's.
It's fantasy. You choose.
I know, but okay. Galvander.
Galvander? Okay.
Yeah.
Like, these names are not Swedish.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't think they would be.
But we can make them Swedish.
Oh.
Galvander.
What page is the name table on?
Name table is going to be under your kin.
Ryan, it's 13 for you.
Yeah. So for you, yeah.
Yes, yes.
So you can either be what is it? Oh,
That's a really small name table, too.
Wild Wolf Shadow Linarium, Obdurian Frostbite, or Vuldenhall.
Obdurian.
Okay.
Like the fruit?
Like the fruit.
Yeah. I stink, but I smell, but I taste good. You know what I mean?
Perfect.
Mhm.
There's the quote of the night, I think. Always count on Ryan for the good ones. Okay. All right. What about I guess I can start updating the sheet. So any nicknames anybody wants to have? So Obdurian for Ryan.
That kid's got to either be part of the first part or part of the second part. So it'll either be like Obi or Durian.
Obdurian. Well, actually,
What?
there, if you want, there's a nickname table under your profession.
Oh,
So
shit.
you can roll that too if you'd like.
I should
Thought
read
of
the
everything.
book.
You thought of everything. Okay, I got Obdurian, and then Jess, what is your name?
Galvander.
Is it just Galvander?
Yep.
Okay. And Ducky and Mats, what are you thinking?
I don't know yet, but I
Okay.
rolled my nickname.
Oh, what's your nickname?
Gray Cape.
Gray Cape?
Gray Cape. Yes.
Oh, I like it.
Hello, I am Grey Cape.
Ooh,
Look at that.
look at
Yeah.
that one voice.
Was it an EY or an AY? I'm just curious because I know, like,
Talk about the EY, baby.
AY.
okay. Is it 2 words or 1?
It is one word.
Okay.
AY.
I'll just throw, what is up, Ash? How's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. So Gray Cape, and then Ducky, what about you? Are you going to pick one? And again, no pressure. If anybody wants to think about it, do a different name. You don't have to do it right now.
I think I've got a name.
What is it?
Louis Gildenclef Hewis.
Oh, dang. Louis Gilden, what?
Gildenclef?
Clef. Is that with 2 F's or 1?
1.
1 and then Lewis. Oh, dang. I can barely fit it on the name tag, so that's awesome.
Did you roll a D3 to see which duck of the 3 that you were picking?
A D3? What?
Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Oh no, because I was a bard, I was going off of Huey Lewis in the news, but Louis Hewis.
Oh,
That's what I got.
gotcha.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, but also, I mean,
Honestly,
and
I
Louis
didn't even
were
think of
Scrooge
that, and I'm
McDucks.
kind of disappointed in myself.
All right, everybody, check the overlay. Make sure that's okay. We can always add nicknames to it.
oh,
Yeah, what's up?
no, I'm definitely going nickname. I rolled a D6 for mine, and I got the edgelordiest one. So we're going with Morning Cloak, but it's morning like sad, not morning like the sun.
Oh, I like that. So, do
Yeah,
you want
that-
Obdurian Morning Cloak under your picture, or what do you want?
No,
Just
just
Morning
call me
Cloak?
Morning Cloak.
Morning.
Yeah.
So does your morning cloak smell like durian, or like?
Absolutely.
Morning, and that's
All
2
these words.
words, right? Or is that 1 word?
That's one word.
Okay. Morning.
I got
Cloak.
cloak. He's got cape. They're a fashionable bunch.
Definitely. Okay, I got
It's
names.
forest.
I got names up on the overlay. Jacob loves durian. Well, you're in good company then, I guess. Okay, so next up, it's time to roll, everybody. Step number 6. The way rolling works in this game is it is forgiving. I believe it's a 4d6 and drop the lowest. So let's see here. Is that correct? Yes. So roll 4d6, remove the worst die. And you got to start from the beginning and go to the end. So that would be starting with, let me click on your thing here. So you're going to start with strength, then roll con, then roll agility, then roll intelligence, then roll will, and then charisma. And just so you note, in this game, your hit points are your constitution. So you can see that it's not going to be it's not going to be very high unless you have a really high constitution. So roll away, folks. And then don't forget to take note of all this stuff so we can populate it later.
Six stats, man.
Yes.
There's the way on Foundry to see when I roll a 4d6. Which,
How do you roll? Oh, if you click on the result,
yeah.
it will show you all of the.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, and if you just type Jess, you don't need to just roll a d6. I mean, you can if you want to, but you can type in 4d6 and then it'll, or click the d6 in the little bottom tray on Foundry. Click that 4 times, and then you can just hit roll. And you can switch too. So once you assign all of these, oh wait, does it say of your choice? 5 more times, score each attribute. You must assign each score. Oh yeah, you must assign each score as you roll them, but once done, you may swap 2 scores. Then you adjust your attributes based on your age. I think Ducky and Mats are the only 2 young, right? Everybody else is adult. So Ryan and Jess, you will not modify anything score-wise.
Oh shit.
Dang.
Holy fuck, did anyone see what I just did?
Holy shit, yeah, the chat. 4 6s.
Dang.
Dang.
It makes up for the time that I rolled 1161.
What's going to be your dump stat? I'm guessing charisma.
And then I rolled a 3112.
Oh, somebody customized their dice.
Always.
Heck yeah. So you're 7? Wow, yeah. 3 1 1 2. Yikes. 6. In chat, if you're listening, hopefully you are, there's going to be a lot of roles in this game, a lot of GM roles, and so if you would like to participate when we actually start playing the game next session, get some dice handy. You won't know what it's going to be for, so you can't cheat. Because higher might not always be better. So what else? While they are rolling, the next thing we're going to be doing is your derived ratings, which we'll talk about, your trained skills. I think all of this stuff we don't have to go through tonight, just for the sake of speed, because I'm sure you guys are going to want to take a look and really figure out what abilities you want. There's also a weakness, which helps in role-playing. And then there's also a memento, which helps. Those are both optional rules, but I mean, I love all the optional rules in this game, so I'm probably going to use them all.
So since I'm young, I can switch 2 skills around?
No, anybody can do that.
Oh, okay.
So since you're young, if you turn to page, it's on this page. Page 24. You'll see that 6 of your skills, see how it's a 6 plus 2?
Yeah.
So the 6 skills, and that goes for everybody, you have to choose it from your profession's list. So if you go back to your profession, you'll see a list of skills under that. The 6 of them have to be from that. The 2, since you're young, and the 4 for Ryan and Jess can be anything you want. So they don't have to be on that list. So because you're young, you're naive, you're a little ignorant, you only get 2 additional skills to choose from. But your agility and your constitution are +1. So whatever you roll, add a 1 to that stuff. But Jess and Ryan, you make no attribute adjustments, but you do get more skills. So you have a total of 10, 6 and 4.
Quick question. So
Yeah.
when we roll down, we can swap 2, or we can just put 2 wherever we want and then put them in order?
It says you may swap 2 scores. So I guess it's just like 1 and 1 and...
That sucks.
I keep getting a pop-up saying my user lacks the permission to update my character.
Really? Let me check.
Yeah.
Is this you? Where's Ducky's thing? Where are you? Oh, here you are. Let's see here. Oh, we got some vocals on the soundtrack. Interesting. Let me just go to token. Figure ownership. Huh, it says your owner. That's weird. So when you try to edit, does anybody else have that problem?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
When you try to do what? Edit the character sheet?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Can
Mine's good.
You're good, Ryan?
Yeah, I mean, I'm editing it now.
Okay. I guess
I just got
will-
notified that I don't have the correct authorization.
All right, 1 second. You guys might get. I'm gonna go back to user management and then make sure that everybody is labeled as something. So you guys might get booted for a second. Says you're all players. Maybe I'll make you guys trusted players. I don't know what the deal is. Why I won't. Configure permissions. Allow. Let's see here. Sorry, stream. Just dealing with some technical things in Foundry. Create. Let's see here. Create items. All right. I guess we'll see if this works. If it doesn't.
There I went.
Okay, you guys should be able to. Are you guys back in? No, you guys probably have to rejoin, I guess. There you go. You're popping back in. Any changes with your character sheet whatsoever?
Oh, yeah. Looks like I can type in now.
Oh, hell yeah. All right, just for fun, can you go up to the items on the upper right-hand corner? It's like it's right next to the actors token and get in there? Or no? Damn.
It's blank.
Hey, not only are you guys learning how to do the zero session, you're also learning how to use the Foundry module that comes with the game.
Hell yeah. I'm sure this is all user error, but unfortunately the players can't really access the items list. But yeah, this is a damn good Foundry module. It looks great. It's totally themed to the Dragonbane artwork and manuals, and also the adventures are like, oh my god, it's the thing of beauty. All the scenes are set up with all the tokens and all the... You'll see. You'll see. So yeah, if you guys are thinking about running Dragonbane online, highly, highly, highly recommend Foundry. I can't comment on the Roll20 one, but I do know that they did create a version of that. Okay, so does everybody have their scores situated? Yeah.
Yeah.
Any lamentations? Any like? Any
Rubbish.
sad rubbish? What do you got? I guess I can just show everybody.
My highest is 13.
Okay.
18, baby.
Oh yeah, you got an 18.
Yeah, my scores were 18, 15, 14, 11, 6, and 8.
So your 6 is your will, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So the thing to note about will in this game is to use abilities, not your not your skills, but you can choose abilities in this game. They require willpower points to use, many of them. So it's not just magic, but again, I mean, you have to do what you got to do. So, all right, well, I guess let's move on. Let's see what the next step is here. Calculate your derived ratings. So derived ratings in this game are your movement. Interesting thing in this too is that depending on what race you are, it kind of changes quite a bit. So elf is 10 meters, or wait, no. Yeah, 10 meters, which actually is, you have to kind of divide by 2. So you would move 10 spaces or 5 spaces. So you're not moving 10 squares, you'll be moving 5 squares. And then it's also, first of all, it's based on your kin, but then modified by your agility. So depending on what your agility is, you might have a modifier. If it's really high, you're going to get a bonus. If it's really low, you might get a negative. You also get a damage bonus. So this increases the damage inflicted by your attacks. You have 1 for strength-based weapons, and 1 for agility-based weapons, which would be like just your bow, I believe. So if your strength agility is less than or equal to 12, you get nothing. If it's 13 to 16, you get a plus D4. So you, Mr. 18, anytime you hit, you're going to get additional D4 damage on that. 17 plus is a D6. Oh shit, so you're a D6. So you're going to be quite the formidable foe or hero. Hit points, that is it's your con. So whatever your constitution score is, that's your hit points. And that's it. There's I don't even know if there's many ways to even increase that in this game. So again, kind of deadly. Kind of deadly. Considering when you have like a greatsword that will inflict 2d10 damage or something like that, you can see how you could get knocked down pretty quickly.
But you get up again, because they're never going to keep you down.
There you go. Yeah, go ahead.
Man, the Foundry sheet is great. I don't know if it's possible for you to like pull one up and show it to chat, but it looks really nice, and it's super, like, as soon as you plug something in, it just fills everything in for you.
Yeah, let me just hide the PDF, and then I can...
Did you guys' movement, after you put in your, whatever it is, your agility, did it change at all?
Mine's 14. Oh yeah, mine's 14. Yeah.
Yeah, so it did. There's a lot of auto calculations, which is great too. So it's going to save you guys time from manually doing it. Yeah. So chat, this is the character sheet. It looks just like the one that comes in the box set, and it's all tabbed out nicely. Here's all of their abilities, skills, inventory. Inventory is cool in this game too. It's like slot based, which I much prefer, and it seems to be a pretty common trend now. But yeah, good stuff. Even your little armor down here, little helmet, drag your weapons in.
And I'll tell you what, like if you want to play 5e but way better, like this is the system to play. Like consequences that actually matter, things that are more interesting, like a lot of better abstracting of rules, like sloth versus weight and stuff like that. Like it's just everything that would make that style of kind of like heroic fantasy playable at the table without requiring like a second app to choose your 50 million things and your 1,000 pounds of weight you always carry with you anyway.
Yeah.
This does in such a cleaner way.
Yeah. And I mean, that honestly extends to once we get into combat and actually start playing the game, you'll see even more of that. Like, one of my favorite things about this game is how you get just like in any RPG, right? You get a turn to do an action, and you can move. However, evading when somebody attacks you is your turn. So you have to choose to say, yeah, I want to try to dodge this, or I'm going to take the damage in case if it hits. And if you do decide to dodge, you cannot attack that round. So it's going to be this constant, just tactical kind of back and forth. You guys will really have to think about how you want to approach every situation. Sometimes monsters get multiple attacks. But yeah, there's a lot of... I love the sword breaking stuff. So if you parry, but then if the damage exceeds the durability of the weapon, it breaks. You cannot use it until you get it repaired. Yeah, lots of good stuff. You can push a roll. So this is an optional rule, but I will definitely be using it. It's a classic Free League Year Zero mechanic where if you fail a roll, you can push a roll at the expense of suffering a condition. And that condition, it could be like angry, weak, something like that. I don't remember all of them. And it affects one of your... oh yeah, you can see it. They're right under chat. If you can see right under the ability. So you have exhausted, sickly, dazed, angry, scared, disheartened. And when you have a condition, you will always get a bane every time you use a skill associated with that, or the ability itself, or the score itself. So again, more gambling. Like, yeah, you're like, man, I really need to make this shot, but I'm gonna suffer. I'm gonna be exhausted, and you can't get rid of that until you do a longer rest. So yeah, we'll get more into the rules when we start playing, and we'll take it slow, just so everybody kind of grasps the entire thing. But yeah, it's a lot of, if you really read the rules, like I said, on the surface it feels like, oh, this is just like a 5e clone, but when you actually go through the rule set, you're like, holy shit, like there's a lot of great stuff in there.
It's not even there's so little of it that actually it's pretty much like you roll some d6s for attributes and that's about where it stops.
Right. Yeah, there's so many great things, like from the age to the movement differences to damage bonuses. I mean, there's just tons of stuff. Okay, so now that we have all of that, everybody, did you guys do your derived ratings? Did you calculate your damage bonuses and your movement?
It does it automatically.
All right. Well, there we go. Next up is skills, and we can talk about this another time, I guess, or we can do that off screen, because you guys need to choose 6 skills from your profession, number 1, and then if you are young, you get 2 of any of them. Does not have to be part of your profession. If you are adult, which that's Jess and Ryan, you get 4. So you get 6 from your profession. It's like listed at the very bottom. And then outside of that, you get to choose 4 additional. And once you assign all that stuff, you'll see a little table over here. I think, let me scroll up so can the chat see it? And move this up. It's down here, everybody, where depending on your attribute, all of the other ones that you are not quote unquote trained in, you have a base chance. So that is what you have to roll. And, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this is a roll under system. So there are no like fucking difficulty classes or anything. It's just like roll under. It's kind of weird because everyone, you know, they want to roll high because it's exciting, but I like it so much more as a rule set.
D20 roll under is so superior to D20 roll over, it's not even close.
Yeah.
Where are all the skills listed? Like if we want to say like Ryan and I add 4 more, where do we pick
skills are on page, what is this, 30?
Oh.
Got the big
30,
dragon
30.
on it with a thief.
Yeah.
Starts
It goes down to 33.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's 30 on the printed on the thing. So I guess it's yeah. So
we get to pick 10 of these?
So you okay?
Well, we have 6.
6
Because
from
old people
your
get to.
from your profession, which are listed. So there's there's maybe like 8
They're
or 10.
bolded. Gotcha.
Then the 4 you can pick from anything you want. And then that's why I think you guys should probably spend some time and look at this, because there are some skills that kind of work in tandem with each other. You might have one, like for example, let's see, what is a? I think it was. Is it? It's not. It's sneak attack and. God, where is it? I can't find it. But like, let me see if I can find it. But there's also requirements. You have to note those as well. So for example, I'm looking at Dragon Slayer. Well, actually, the check. So let's talk about dual wield. So any melee weapon skill of a 12. So you have to have that to get that ability. So there's going to be requirements for everything. And then below that is willpower points. Those are what you have to spend to use these abilities. So that's another pool of things to manage.
Oh, I fucked up.
What happened?
So I clicked the arrow because I clicked the box next to it, but that's to advance the skill, and then I just kept clicking it, and now it's 11, and I don't remember what it was to start. So what kind of skill is beast lore? Intellect. So what's another one that's intellect? Or intelligence. So that should be a 5, but then I get bonuses? No. So it should just be a 5.
Right, so
how now does anyone know how to then make it show up on the trained skills list? Because there's not a checkbox.
let me go to let's see here, skills. So that's marked for skill advancement.
Yeah, so but if you do click that, it moves into trained skills. Maybe if you just don't unclick it, it won't increase it and it'll show up on the list. I'm just not sure how the Foundry module would work for that. So I'll just click it again.
Oh yeah, you're upping it. I see what's going on. Roll to advance. So the reason why you click that is if you roll a, I think it's a demon or a dragon, which is a 1 or a 20, you mark that skill. And at the end of the session, very similarly to a lot of Free League games, I'll ask you a series of questions. And, you know, that kind of starts dictating how you're going to potentially increase the skill levels of stuff. But we'll get to that when we get to it. And I believe it's per session, too, which is cool. It's not like some kind of, you got to play, you know, you got to hit some kind of XP limit or anything. But yeah, how does this show up in your... Oh, maybe it's when you change the value. Did you try to change the actual value? So I think all of these numbers here... Let me show the chat here so they can see too. So I think all of these numbers, and I got Ryan, I got yours up here. See how it says like 6, 5? I think these are your base ones. So, I mean, if you type a number in there, I think that increases it.
I don't know.
Or it might make it show up. Let's try it.
Like, so some of them are bolded, so I automatically get that. But what makes training in the skill does what for me?
So that allows you to actually use it. So, like for example.
Also, if I don't have it, I don't get it.
Right. So, for example, there's like a lot of these. There's core skills and there's trained skills. So the core skills are things like bluffing, bushcraft, crafting, evade, healing. Everybody has that stuff. However, the wait a minute. I might be saying that wrong.
Right?
Yeah, I think I'm saying that wrong. Hang on, let's look at skills really quick. Skills, detail in the next chapter. Your skills are measured by skill level on a 1 to 18. The higher the better. Base skill, this is indicated starting. In addition to the base chances, you start out with a number of trained skills. 8, 10, 12, depending on your age. Start of the game, your level in a trained skill equals... Okay. So when you are in a trained skill, it's equal to twice the base chance. So Ryan, for example, your attribute, you have an 18 in strength, meaning that anything you train in strength will be a 14 instead of a 7. You see that little table where it says 16 to 18, your base chance is a 7? Because if you're untrained
25.
in it, what was that?
Base 25. Carry on.
Base 25, yeah. So if you are trained in that, you double that. So you look at your ability score, and then you say, okay, what is it? Like, for example, what is one of the skills you want to train in with your your knight. So you can do beast lore, hammers, myths and legends, performance, persuasion, riding, spears, or swords. So that means you get to choose 6 of those. And there's only, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So basically, most of them you'll get. So you have to think of 2 you don't give a shit about, and then that will be your trained.
Gotcha.
So you pick one of these, right? Then you say, okay, well, what ability is it? So let's say, for instance, you want to do hammers, let's say. Or what are you thinking? What kind of weapon? I guess you'll probably want to do all the weapons. Who knows? Let's just say it's swords. So let's say you decide to train in a sword, that's going to be one of your 6 total you can do. That's going to equal. So your strength is 18, meaning your sword skill would be 14 because you're doubling that base chance.
But where does that show? So my question is, I'm just curious how that shows up in this Foundry module now, because it still says 7 next to it. So I would just change that physically to 14.
Yeah, Yeah, exactly. Change it to 14, and then I think maybe it shows up after that. I don't know. But if you hit edit, oh yeah. Okay, there you go. So if you actually click on,
yeah, there we go.
You got it.
Yep. It says sword 14 now.
Yeah. There you go.
And then I can roll. Can I roll sword 14?
Ooh, just barely. You just barely made it. Got a 13.
Well, I rolled a 13 on the die. Oh yeah, because I have to roll under a 14.
Yep.
Ha ha ha.
Under.
I just. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's how it is, everybody. If you click on the little edit, the edit icon next to the trash can by the abilities, it will pop up your, like, let me go to Ryan's sword. Where is it? So you can see here it's a weapon skill, attribute is strength, and he put 14, and then it marked it over here. So now you see under his train skills, you see swords 14. So rather than having to, at first I wasn't sure how I felt about that, but now that, because you don't always need this massive list. So that's what's kind of cool. I think it's going to populate everything in a nice form right here.
So you said we get to start with a certain number, but didn't we get more because we're adults? Like, what's our total skill number?
For adults, you get to choose 6 from your profession, right, out of that list, and then 4 more anywhere you want.
Oh, so I have 10 total, so I can take all the ones that I have listed here.
If you want to, yeah.
Gotcha.
Otherwise, you can look at other ones. Like maybe you have a role-playing reason to. Let's go to the skills list here. So maybe you want crafting. Who knows? You can choose that as one of your things. The rest of them are on page 34 as well as 34 and 35 of the PDF. So again, yeah, we don't have to do that all tonight. You guys can just think about it and fill it out.
But it's good to know how to do it. So at least we have that, so we can just do that. Cool.
Does anybody else have any questions about the character sheet in regards to your skills at all?
Yes. So Foundry doesn't recognize mage as a profession.
What?
But it does. But it understands animist. But it doesn't add a magic school.
Oh, weird. Because animist is the school. Animism is your school. Oh, wait. If you click on... So if you actually... The chat can see it. I have your character up right now. So if you click on profession animist, I don't know why, but if you go down, you can see mage at the bottom, which is really weird. And then it has all your skills like animism, beast lore, bushcraft, evade.
Wait,
so
do
I
that
guess
again.
that just... if you click on your profession, this is animist. You click on animist, then it takes you into another area. And at the bottom of that, it's like a hot link to mage. So it takes you to the mage section. But it's weird how... I'm guessing that even though technically the mage is a profession, because you specialized, maybe it's just saying you're an animist, you know?
Well, yeah. The thing is that the magic school is a secondary skill. So it
Yeah, you
should
have, right. You have to
ideally show up in the skill. tab.
Yeah, that's true. I can see what you're saying. But yeah, that's one thing I forgot to mention about mages is that actually you have to spend one of your skill buys to choose a school of magic. So it's like, cool thing about that though is, hypothetically, anybody else can try to train to be an animist or whatever too. So there are ways to, you know, quote unquote multi-class if you want to. However, you're never going to be a great mage because jack of all trades kind of thing. But you can if you want to. If you want to learn some spells. But most likely your will is not geared toward magic anyway, so you might be the worst mage ever. Okay, so next up is your heroic ability. So this shouldn't take too long, I don't think. What page is it on? Let me show the chat again. PDF. There we go. You guys might have to maximize. Actually, I can probably zoom in for you too. So heroic abilities are the special abilities that give you specific advantages in the game. You'll find a range of them up here, and it says future supplements will have more. But you start with one, determined by your profession. So you guys need to note whatever heroic ability your profession states. So if you are a mage, for instance, it is oh, is this magic? Is that your heroic ability? Where is it?
For the mage, yeah.
Oh no. Wait, you don't. Yeah, you don't get a starting heroic. Okay, that was a bad example. Let's go to the knight. Your heroic ability is guardian, which is, where is it? Guardian is alphabetical. Let's see. Okay, so this one, you must have axes, hammers, or swords at 12. It costs 2 willpower points, and you do not hesitate to take a hit to protect your friends. If you and another player character are both within 2 meters of the same enemy, which would be 1 square as we're playing it, and the enemy tries to attack the other's character, you can activate this ability to force the enemy to attack you instead. So this could be a great thing. To save someone's ass, potentially. But all of you guys get 1 with the exception of Mr. Greycape, because his is that he gets to use magic.
So,
And then, yeah. And then next up, weakness. The weakness, everybody. Let me find the weakness table. And we will explain how that works. Where is the weakness? Control F is my friend.
Weakness table is right on weakness on page 26, right?
Yeah, I was like clicking all around, so I lost it. 26.
So now it says heroic abilities. You start the game with
Yeah.
1 heroic ability determined by your profession.
Correct.
But in my heroic ability list, there's nothing here.
So if you look to your profession, which is knight, you'll see that it's guardian. So you might need to manually add that, I believe.
Is it under?
Oh, they put that under profession abilities.
I think so. I mean, it is like a profession. It is under profession, so I'm wondering.
Oh yeah, I see now. There's a heroic abilities. Yeah, it's under abilities, and then there's a heroic abilities area on the character sheet.
Oh, interesting. But it does in the book. It definitely says heroic ability, but it put it under our profession ability. So it doesn't. The same thing. Doesn't matter. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Gotcha. Age young, weakness. Okay, let's talk about weaknesses. Weaknesses are cool. All right, that's page 26. So your character is a capable individual risking their life and limb for honor, gold, or adventure. Yet even an adventurer has a weakness, an Achilles heel that can get you into trouble. You can roll or choose from the table below your weakness freely. Your weakness adds depth and personality to your character and can be used by the GM to create challenges for them. Role-playing according to your weakness, here it is, gives you the extra advancement mark at the end of the session, which we will talk about later. So it's a D20 table. If you guys would like to roll, you can choose one if you'd like. It doesn't really matter. But I would I'll probably have to make note of these, or you guys might have to remind me, or chat. You can remind me too if they role play their weakness, because we'll need to make note of what they got going on in terms of potentially increasing their abilities at the end of a session. So it looks like everybody's rolling, huh? So we got Jess, you rolled a 19. Pessimist.
Yep.
So I always think things will turn out for the worst. That's going to be interesting for an elf hunter. I wonder why you're such a pessimist. What happened in your background? Who else rolled? We got Matt's rolled a 15. Child of the Wild. You never sleep indoors. Awesome. That's going to be a great one. Especially if you're in a dungeon or something. I guess you wouldn't want to sleep in a dungeon anyway. Did anybody else roll?
Yeah, I got thin-skinned.
Thin-skinned. I never tolerate a provocation. Oh, which is actually perfect for a mallard because they seem to be ill-tempered.
Yeah,
that's part of their personality traits. So that's going to be a great one.
Ill-tempered, but also legally distinct from any other duck might know and love.
Yeah. Okay, for Ryan, you got foolhardy. I always go first into danger. Nice.
Yeah, I originally rolled 7, and I'd rather not be racist, so I'm gonna go with foolhardy.
Oh,
I feel like my last character really dug into that misogyny, so I'm gonna stick away from maybe that. We were like, there's no racism in this game, and then there's literally a weakness called intolerant.
Yeah, but it's toward, monsters, right? Is that really?
Oh yeah, because monsters aren't people, right? No.
They're not. That's why they're called monsters. Okay, so we got some cool weaknesses, and remember, if you guys role play these, then that will add a check, an advancement mark, extra advancement mark. So next up is going to be where are we? Choose your roll your gear. So this is actually under your professions. So rather than choosing from some kind of, I have this many gold pieces and I'm going to buy some shit, which you can do later once you have your money. But there is a D6 table you can roll, or you can pick one of the categories, and that is going to give you all of the items that you start with. So for example, let's look at, where are we? The mage. So a 1 to 2 will give you a staff, a crystal ball, right, Matt? A grimoire, a torch, a flint and tinder, D6 food rations, and D8 silver. 3 to 4 will give you a knife, wand, grimoire, torch. So you guys can roll that if you want to, or you can just pick one, whichever feels most appropriate to who you want to play. And let me know when you guys have that, and we are almost done. We're going to be doing Memento next, which is, where is that? Oh, Memento. It's on page 27. So I'll read what a Memento is while you guys are doing that. So in addition to your other equipment, you can have a memento, an item of great sentimental value that you always carry with you. Choose something suitable to roll on the table or roll on the table below. So it is a tiny item, meaning it doesn't take up an item slot, and it's there's no practical use for it. But once per gaming session, you can use your memento to recover an additional condition during a stretch rest. So, as I was saying, if you push a roll, you will get a condition. So you can use that memento to erase that during a stretch rest. If you lose your memento, you may choose a new item that you have found on your adventures at the end of the gaming session. So it's just kind of a little trinket that might come in handy if you guys become exhausted or whatever all the other ones are. Sickly, dazed, angry. Yeah. What's up?
Quick question.
Yeah.
There's an option for lance in my gear, but lance is not a weapon skill. Would that be listed maybe under spears or something? I don't think I'm not seeing anything
so lance is under your gear.
Yeah, on the 5 to 6, it's a
Oh,
short
I
sword
see it.
lance.
5 to 6. Let me. And it's not on the gear table.
No,
Oh, weird.
and I don't see anything that's like, what's the general? Because it wouldn't even be like a pike, whatever that falls into. Like lance is kind of its own,
spear skill.
No, it's there.
Also
right? Does it
covers
fall under spear?
lances. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you just roll to? Like the whole weapons list?
Yeah, it's on the weapons list. It's
Okay,
It's
so
under
it's listed
lance.
under what?
It's just under
Here's-
the
Oh, I meant
melee
for-
weapons.
I meant for weapon skills.
Oh, you mean on the character sheet? Sorry.
Yeah, so I couldn't be
Um,
skilled in it. Yeah.
You can be skilled in spears.
Yeah, it's spears.
So you think so lance and spears, this is like
Yeah,
that's what it's
they're-
gonna fall under?
They're long weapons. They're both classified as
Okay.
long, and the cool thing about long weapons, and again, when you played Baston, you did use this. You had a spear actually. You can hit somebody from a space away, so you can kind of
Gotcha.
rather than being like straight up melee close, you can just stab them. They're gonna have to move forward to attack you unless they have a long weapon too. So more strategy. Okay, so does everybody have their gear? Yeah. Okay. What about mementos? Who's feeling about, like, let's see here. Are you guys gonna roll for memento, or are you gonna choose one later?
I rolled a 20, so I ended up with a beautifully carved pipe. So That's
Nice.
nice.
I have a fang taken as a trophy from a beast.
Okay. Cool. Looks like Matt's should have the pipe.
Yeah, I don't know how to add my memento though.
It is.
I can't click on anything.
Let's see here. I think it's
Possibly I'm clicking on the
under-
wrong thing.
Yeah, I know. It's the character sheet is beautiful and efficient, but sometimes, yeah, getting to learn it is tricky. It's under. Yeah, how do you add it? I see
Be in
memento under inventory.
inventory.
What was that?
Oh, I was just saying maybe it'd be an inventory, but
It is under inventory and there is a tab for memento. But
so
there's
what I
no
did
space to add.
was I did the plus button on inventory, and then I dragged that item down to
Oh.
memento,
Ah,
and then it lets me like name it.
there you go.
so sneaky.
I saw it. Yeah. So that is one thing it seems like you can do is just drag things
you can
around.
check memento too.
Oh, as an item, if you
Item.
say it's a memento.
Yeah, there's
Gotcha.
a little check.
Okay.
Does it automatically make it a memento without having to drag it if you click it?
I don't know yet, probably.
Also, they don't weigh
Yes.
anything.
Yeah, they don't weigh anything. They're a small item. So we can, I guess we can briefly talk about encumbrance. So heavy items, they count as 2, 3, or even more normal items in encumbrance. These will be indicated as having weight of 2, 3, and 4. So if you guys check on the gear table, you will see if you have anything that's heavy. And if no weight is specified on a gear table, it is always 1. And then there's stuff about coins, but you guys don't have enough coin to really worry about it right now, because it's like fewer than 100 is no effect. Oh wait. Yeah, they're counted as tiny if it's less than 100. And then tiny items. So these are small and light items like your memento. They can be hidden in a closed fist. I like that there's an actual, you know, if you can hold it in your hand, basically, which could be interesting because depending on if you're halfling or whatever, it might be different. They do not affect your encumbrance at all. They are recorded in their own section on the character sheet. So I'm guessing, yeah, there's a tiny items section on the character sheet right below memento.
Oh, also with the professional and heroic ability, I guess technically we got it from our profession, but if you click Guardian on the right, you can switch it to heroic, like on the drop down, and it'll just drop it into heroic and actually get rid of professional.
Ah, nice, nice.
We're learning to navigate the Foundry module. We got this. We got this. All right.
Okay. So, you guys got mementos. Now you can choose or roll your appearance. So there is a D20 table on page 29, which chat, I'm sorry, let me scroll down so you guys can see it, potentially. Let me make it really large so you can read it. So,
Sorry, real quick again.
Yeah.
So when you get to pick your school of magic, is it like a skill that you get to pick?
Yes. So when you choose magic, you have to pick like animus or what are the other ones?
Because when you click,
and
maybe I'm just like completely zoned out, and you guys found this earlier. But under any of the skills, when you click the type, you can switch it to School of Magic. Does that then pop up different in your character sheet?
well,
Like weapon skill or core skill, but then also you can scroll down to School of Magic and then select it as a School of Magic or something. I don't know if that's
yeah, I mean, I know I
anything.
can do that, but
Okay.
I want the other skills too, because I'm gonna have to. If I click on swimming, for example, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose swimming, and then move it to like a magic school, which I don't want.
Okay. Yeah, the final thing then is appearance. D20. Do you guys want to roll on this table, or do you want to choose one?
I originally
Oh.
rolled a hissing voice, but I don't think that goes with a bard.
Yeah, that's true. Or you could be like a very unique bard. But yeah, you can. I mean, again, you guys can pick it. You can re-roll. It doesn't really matter. It's more just like RP stuff.
Abnormal amounts of body hair is an option. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna.
I got. The
But
same
I rolled.
thing.
Oh, you got the body hair? Because I was just kidding because I'm a wolfkin.
I also have
Everyone got.
Wait.
Listen, one of these is not like the other, Ducky. Just saying. I didn't actually roll body hair. I was just laughing about it because I'm a wolf, and then you two both rolled it. So
Wow.
maybe that's why we had together. I was like, you guys look like
an elf and a halfling with a lot of body hair.
No, I'm rolling again just to see what I got, and I got limp. What does that mean?
That means you have a limp.
means you have a limp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know,
like
maybe an old
gangster
wound or something.
walk, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah, just,
Oh, yeah.
just pick. Just pick. Don't worry. You don't have to stick with your roll.
I rolled silver tooth, and I think that's badass. So one of my fangs is actually a big old silver tooth. Did you roll Harry again? If you roll twice, you gotta stick with it. So listen, she's just all natural, you know?
Wow.
It's not that you're extra hairy, it's just she just don't shave. That's not what they did back then.
My
Armpit
last
hair
character
coming out
was
of your
hairy.
gowns, hair coming out of mustache.
My last character had beastly eyebrows, so I don't know if I can stick with the hairy.
Every morning she wakes up 30 minutes before us and then doesn't let us like see what she's doing, and she's actually out there just plucking her mustache and like
Oh man.
All right, so you have a silver fang.
Yeah.
And then is anybody sticking with body hair, or are we doing something else?
I'm gonna try to roll something aside from body hair.
Listen, if you roll it 3 times, you're
Well,
stuck.
dang,
That's the
cool.
rule.
Okay.
Did you roll
I've
it
got a lot
again?
of body hair, but no hair on my head.
Yeah.
You roll.
So
ball-
you're a
rolled-
middle-aged man. So that's
Why couldn't I just roll blue eyes?
Just pick blue eyes. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
I'll have different colored eyes. That sounds fun.
Okay. What colors are your eyes going to be?
How about green and purple?
Green and purple.
Do you have your dye? What was it called? Hematochromic or something? Hematochrom. What's 2 different?
Sounds right. I don't know.
Keely has it.
Really?
Yeah, heterochromia. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, she's got a like a.
Okay. Ducky, what did you end up getting? I know you said you got hissing voice initially, but you said no way.
I rolled icy and penetrating gaze, so
Okay.
I think that works with ill-tempered.
Okay. All right, so we got 2 colored eyes. We got a silver fang. We got icy gaze. What'd you get, Mass?
Foul body odor.
You know what? It says you never sleep indoors, so it
Makes
fits.
perfect sense.
Makes perfect sense.
Not a lot of outdoor showers. I mean,
Yeah.
Exactly.
stinky
So,
mage.
Since we're on the experience page, I'll just briefly talk about it. So, rather than getting experience points, you get what is called advancement marks. And when you have rolled a dragon or a demon, which is a 1 or a 20, when using a skill, you tick the checkbox next to that skill. And at the end of the game session, the GM asks you the following questions about the session. For every question that you can reply yes to and justify your answer, you may place another advancement mark next to an unmarked skill of your choice. The GM has the final word, but should adopt permissive attitude. So, for example, if you roll a dragon or a demon on, let's say, 2 skills, you're going to put the little check marks box to that. You're going to check the box next to it. And then anytime you answer yes to these questions, let me, dang, I got to move the PDF again. Sorry, chat. These questions here, it's very similar to Death in Space, and all of the Year Zero Free League stuff works the same way. Did you participate in the game session? It seems like hopefully everybody's going to be doing that. Explore a new location, defeat 1 or more dangerous adversaries, etc., etc. And then after that, you do what's called advancement rolls. So after placing your marks, you roll a d20 for each of them. If the result exceeds your current skill level, it is increased by 1, up to a maximum of 18. Once you have made your advancement rolls, erase the marks and start over for the next game session. So this is every single session, which is awesome. You can also do find a teacher, but we don't need to worry about that right now. That takes time. But also, as noted with Matt's stuff, magic. School of magic that you already know can be improved like any other skill. However, learning new spells and new schools of magic requires special training. For more information, see chapter 8 or 5. So I think...
oh, interesting.
Yeah. So I think we should briefly talk about magic because it's really fucking cool in this game. Basically, you have to roll, just like an attack. Like magic should always be, I feel like. It should never just be something that's free. So you have to roll against your ability, and if you roll your ability or lower, you succeed, and it costs willpower points. So I'll quickly go to the magic section. With magic, where are we? Magic, finally, magic.
Interesting.
What's up?
So if you choose, and maybe people saw this already, but like when you do get to mark, so when you go to your skill list, if you get your dragon or whatever, you click the box, so there's an arrow on it, and then you just leave it alone. And at the end of the session, when you click it again, it auto rolls and auto determines whether it's higher or lower and advantages you.
Nice.
So you click the arrows for later, and then when you click the arrow again, it automatically rolls for you, and then we'll change it if it needs to.
Perfect.
The only thing I wish is that there was another toggle box that you could just click so that would automatically double your thing. But I guess since it changes all the time, that's like a thing. So I guess
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah. So with spells, you have to prepare spells. So you can hold quote unquote prepared spells in your memory at the same time as equal to your base chance for intelligence, which we've already talked about. When you have reached your limit and want to prepare another spell, you need to replace a spell. So it's kind of like slots, sort of. But you need to study them in a grimoire. So you have this awesome little magic book that you are studying to get these spells to prepare them. And it takes a shift of time. So I believe a shift is 15 minutes. And a stretch is... Maybe I have it wrong. It's at the very beginning. Let me look really quick. So there are 3 modes of time in this game. Where are they? Here we go. Measuring time. So a round is 10 seconds. Stretch is 15 minutes. Yeah, that's right. And a shift is 6 hours. And so that terminology is important through different aspects of the game. It's not just like, oh, I'm sleeping overnight. But it gives you examples of what that might be. So a shift, 6 hours, might be hiking for 15 kilometers. Take a shift rest. A stretch might be explore a room. Take a stretch rest. So all of these are linked to, very similar to kind of like OSE, where there's a procedure. So looking around a room is going to take a certain amount of time, which could be linked to monster activities or different things. Torches, for instance. But anyway, back to magic. Let's go back here. The very, very end. So, cool thing about magic is that you can kind of amp these up. So it's almost like, yeah, you're like, I want to cast this at a higher level, but it doesn't work that way. You don't have to achieve a level of magic. So for example, Magic Shield, you have prerequisite of Protector and Dispel, but what you can do is pump more willpower points into a spell to power it up. And I believe Matt did this on Rittermound. I think he like used all
I wasn't
of his...
in Bittermount.
It was what?
I wasn't in there.
Well, the other Matt, like our other,
Oh,
not Matts, but yeah, we had a guy named Matt
that makes
who was
sense.
playing, yeah, a wizard, and I think he put a bunch of points into a fireball to get it going. But magic trips, which, you know, if you're playing 5e, those are kind of cantrips. They don't cost anything.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, it's 1, right? Is it 1?
Yep. Yep.
So it's 1 point.
So you have to be kind of careful with. Can't just spend them willy nilly.
Yeah. No, that's right. There's no roll required. That's what it is. They just automatically succeed, but they cost 1 point. So yeah, you can amp your spells up if you want to. But again, you're constantly managing this prepared spells in your mind. Otherwise, you're gonna have to learn them from the grimoire. Let's see. I guess we could talk about death and dying really quick, just so you guys get an idea. Oh, there's also a really cool rule in here called improvised weapons, which, let's say hypothetically you're in a dungeon. This box set comes with cards, and those cards have some of them are improvised weapons. So, and they're all relevant to what environment you're in. So I will pull like the caves card if you're in a dungeon, for instance. And this isn't just as simple as saying, oh, you find a rock on the ground. Yeah, let's just shrug and say it's a D4. All of these have very specific abilities. An improvised weapon might be a boulder that you climb on, right? So you find it, and I'll let you know where it might be on the map. And you can say, I want to use this improvised weapon. And it has effects of its own, which are kind of cool. I wish there were more. There's only a few, but it's still pretty cool. Where's the death here? Death. We've already talked about conditions. Death. Okay, so if your HP reaches 0, you drop to the ground and risk dying. You cannot move or perform any actions except trying to rally, which is essentially kind of a death roll. Well, rally is not a death roll. We'll get to that. But on a death roll, you on your turn, in each subsequent round, you must make a death roll against your constitution. The death roll cannot be pushed. Okay, so you cannot re-roll it by taking a condition. You record the results. After 3 successful death rolls, you recover d6 HP. After 3 failed death rolls, you die. And that's it. Rolling a dragon, which is a 20, or sorry, a 1, counts as 2 successful death rolls. And rolling a demon, which is a 20, counts as 2 failures. If the combat ends, keep counting rounds until all death rolls have been made. So you don't magically get out of death if combat ends. If you suffer additional damage while at 0 HP, it automatically counts as a failed death roll. Rallying is really cool. So the way that works is another player character within 10 meters in earshot can persuade, all in caps meaning an ability, you to rally and keep fighting despite having 0 HP. This counts as an action. If you rally, you can continue acting as normal but must keep making death rolls as described above. You can even try to rally yourself, which is even cooler, rolling against your will with a bane instead of persuasion. So that's essentially like, get up, man, keep fighting. But you are just on the precipice, but you're still swinging your sword or doing whatever. And then saving a life. So when you have 0 HP, another person next to you can save your life with a successful healing roll. However, without bandages, they get a bane to the roll. So I would keep that in mind if you guys go out adventuring and don't have bandages. Counts as an action as well. Multiple attempts are allowed. Sorry. If the roll succeeds, you stop making death rolls and recover d6 HP. So there you go. Instant death. The way instant death works is you don't record negative HP, but if a single attack reduces your HP to a negative score equal to your full HP, you're dead. So if you have 10 hit points and something hits you and you're at a negative 10, you're dead. And that is death and dying. This is a damage soak game as well, so I think that helps balance the rule where you only get one action, meaning if you want to try to evade something, right, that counts as your action. In a lot of games that's like a reaction. It's sort of like a free thing. It's like in addition to a normal action, but in this game you only get one. You can either parry, attack, or evade, try to dodge. So you got to kind of balance that. You're like, yeah, I'm going to take this hit, or I really can't take this hit. I'm going to try to do it. Another cool thing, I guess, is initiative is different here. So with initiative, you draw cards, and it's 1 to 10. Lowest goes first, and then you can wait though, which is kind of interesting. So you can actually swap your initiative card with somebody else. So it's another strategic move potentially, even a monster if you'd like. So you can have a monster go first or an enemy go first. And initiative is drawn every single round, so that'll definitely keep things mixed up. I don't want to get too far into the rules because I know it's getting late. It's already 9 o'clock. But any questions? Any other things anybody wants to check out or talk about before we call it a night or a day for mass? Chat. Any questions? And chat, feel free to answer any questions or ask any questions. We're here if you're curious about the game. But we'll be definitely digging into the rules next week when we kick this whole damn thing off.
Yeah. I think the last thing that we all need to do is just our skills, right?
Yeah, so you guys need to make sure you get all your skills down. I think that's it, right? You guys got your heroic abilities. You know what that is. You just have to do your train skills and then your extra skills, your train skills. And then I think we're good. I don't think let me check the list again here. We got names, we got attributes, we got the drive. Yeah, we got gear in. Yeah, don't forget your gear. Also, I will allow it if you'd like. So you guys have money. So we can just throw our hands up and say, "Hey, I want to buy this. I want to buy that," before the session starts. So you guys can spend that money however you want. And hopefully, we'll be able to drag items into the character sheets.
Yeah, we'll see. The only thing that I really have a question, not a question about, but just kind of for the group, one of my gear options. How's everybody moving around? One of my gear options is a horse, is a war horse. Is everyone else just walking? Are we hoofing it? Or like, what's, because I'm not gonna take a horse if I'm gonna be the only one riding a horse, because I'm like.
So the horse is. I checked the gear list a few days ago. The horse is 400 gold. So head to the nearest town.
Do I need to buy my initial gear, or do I just get my initial gear?
No, you have your initial.
Yeah,
you just get
but
it.
we would need 1,200, a lot of money to get more horses than the one horse that I have.
The only way I could think that a horse would be beneficial is you can use it as a pack animal, right? So maybe you're
Listen, it's a
walking along
combat
with it.
trained war horse. I ain't using it as a pack animal.
I'm just saying. Just
all right, so then I'll just pick one of the other ones. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Okay. Cool. Or we can negotiate, like if you want to trade that out for something and you really like everything else, and then we could trade it out for something.
I could also could I just say that I picked that and then sold it and then just trick us all out?
Yeah. If you want to.
All right. I'll shoot you a message. We'll see what we got.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Well, anybody else? Anything else? Chat? Anything else? Otherwise, we're gonna shut it down for the night. Okay. Cool. Well, hey everybody! Thank you for tuning in to the stream. We're gonna be starting next week, unless something comes up and one of the players can't make it. But the plan is, a week from now, we will be kicking off the Dragonbane campaign. It's all of the adventures. Man, all of the adventures out of the box set. Which is actually, I have it right here. It's a really nice set. It comes with literally everything you need. Stand-ups for monsters in combat, dice, a map. It even has battle maps. So if you're playing on the table, it's great. It's good stuff. Everything that should be in a box. Okay, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thanks, players. And we shall see you guys next time.